Taylor Tiger, JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
AD has approved KC-1400 collective. Everybody want to hear me say that? This is what it's all about. They're around, they are supporting. The money is going directly to our student athletes. They're signing deals, they have contracts. Let's do it. I mean, without this collective, we won't be successful. We won't be able to sustain our student athletes. I mean, 1400 collective have done a really, really good job of keeping a lot of our athletes here. You know, if you saw them sign a lot of our athletes, but we got to do our part. So I know after today, we're going to click that 1400 collective. We're going to give one of those tiers, and we're going to make sure that we give to this collective so we can continue to give to our student athletes and support them and give them what I need. And I want to thank you all, Ken, TD, D-Core C,
T-Dub.
Yeah, T-Dub, everyone that created and helped create it. I know I'm missing some names.
Anybody want any sandwiches?
What kind of sandwiches?
I got McAllister deli sandwiches.
So listen, Tiger Nation, we finna work on these McAllister deli sandwiches. Hey, this True Thompson. True, you gotta get word for Tiger Nation, man, so we get one of these sandwiches, bro. I love y'all. Do y'all love? Go Tigers, baby. Appreciate you.
It's a great way to start off. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What's up, TD? What's up, baby?
Man, just got home, man.
How was your day, bro?
It was good, man. We did a little something different in Bible study tonight, man. We watched the movie and it ran over. So
it happens.
Yeah, man.
You know, priority. Understandable to say the least. Sorry about the delay. Man, it's been a day, man. It's been a day. I must say that.
What's been going on with you? You said it's been a day. What kind of day it been?
Nothing, man. Just gotta travel. Gotta get back home, man. Mom's in the hospital again, so just gotta get home and see about her. All gonna be well though. And then, just with that, and I'll say this, man. I woke up and, man, you hate to wake up, bro, and you see that call, that missed call, early too, man. And you say, oh, boy, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You hesitate to call and, got a call from my sister, man. It just, you have a million things run through your mind when you see that. So it's just kind of, dealing with that. And then too, just having to, navigate a little sooner than what I was planning on doing. We got a big event coming up this weekend and looking forward to that. The Lady Tigers take on, they play tomorrow. It's a blackout. And it's a collection of things, man, I must say. But yeah, man, it's life is lifing, bro. And
they ain't gonna stop until you leave here.
I know that's right. You wake up to a call. I sleep with my phone. I put it on silent, do not disturb. Look, whatever is out there is gonna find me when I get up, bro.
You better believe it.
I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night.
You better believe it.
So, just it's dealing with that. you know, talking to my sister all day, making sure, you know, everything is all in well. But everything is everything, man. It's Wednesday, man. Hopefully everybody, Tiger Nation, how y'all doing, man? Hopefully y'all had a good day. Hey, look, man, it's we creeping and crawling in this thing, man. It's not football season, but it's we having a lot of fun in the spring sports, bro. Baseball whipping up on some folk today. We got our ladies softball ladies that made it to Honolulu, Hawaii. And we finna get ready to close out the football season, man. But before I say that, man, I'm not even gonna jump into no Jack State stuff just yet, man. How about my alma mater? See, your alma mater last year got to the Coliseum and got to the big house.
Okay.
My alma mater play tomorrow night against the crosstown baby brother, Germantown. So you got Madison sent to Germantown tomorrow night for the 7A state championship. And I'm a proud. That's the only time I'm proud to be a Jaguar, because I don't know other Jaguars. I don't know about that, you know. But yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, man. Appreciate that.
I got slight correction. Kid, men and women are there.
Shout out to my brother BJ. Hey, listen, they back over there in the championship game again.
Yeah, they beat Laura last night, 75-56.
Look at BJ. Shout out to BJ, man. I hope BJ win it back to back, man. So he in the championship game. To win is the game.
Let's see, 20 boys championship. I don't know yet, man. I need to find out probably Friday. And then I know the girls won today. I think the girls won that they beat Laura today too. Who put them out last year, because the boys and the girls in the last year, and they lost to Laura, and they beat Laura. So both teams are back there again.
Wow. Okay.
Madison County, man, up in there, man.
Yeah, Madison County up in there, man. Shout out to the high school basketball. I know we got Coach Mo Williams' son, Mike Williams, is and his son Mason. They both playing for Germantown. I know who he rooting for. Exit 119 put on a show in the Coliseum last night. Oh my goodness, they won a buzzer beater.
Yeah, hey, they got Dan and Dozen. The boy and the girl both won division player of the division. I think they 5A. I think so both of them won, man. For Ken girls and boys. And then check this out. Hey, as my boy Corey C would say, fun fact, Ken. Fun fact. The head basketball coach for Germantown, Chris Love from Kenton as well. Play with your boy Baby Shaq. Did you free? You all right? Play with BJ. Okay.
I see you now. Froze up for a minute. Am I clear?
Yeah, you are. I thought you was frozen.
Yeah. I froze up for a minute. I don't know. That was weird. Wi-Fi got a mind of his own tonight. Got a whole box right here, bro. Get a little shaky now and again. It is what it is, brother. But
we got your brother C Lee.
This is gonna be tough to do like this, man. Let me see, man. I don't know. I can't really do much over here, man. I'm over here.
Yes, Ken need to reboot. What's up, Tiger Nation? I see y'all out there, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. What's up, Fam, I see y'all in the house. We got JTV. Brother Poe. KTW. Tiger Nation. How y'all feeling, man? What's going on? The weather's changing again. It's hot. I don't know if it's going to get cold again. I don't know. I'm just rocking with it. Any way the wind blow, it's cool with me. Can't do nothing about it. Hey, Coach Lewis. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you reaching out to me, man. I appreciate it. Man, you got a lot of few things going on this weekend. You got the girl basketball, Lady Tigers playing on tomorrow night. Then you got that got a double hitter on Saturday. So, I mean, we're gonna give a shout out to those young ladies, man. They playing their hearts out. And if you hadn't watched those interviews that Corey C did with the Lady Tigers, he went through and interviewed pretty much all of them. And those is a mature young lady. I'm very impressed with the interviews that was done, the question that was asked, and the response that was given. Hadn't had a chance to watch Montoya's interview yet, but I'm sure it's just as good as the rest of them. Those young, huh?
It is.
It is. It is.
It is. I'm sorry, y'all. Wi-Fi got a little shaky, but I don't know. It's still tripping over here, man. I don't know. It's just so you do your thing, bro. I'm gonna go out and hold it down, and I'll be right back. It seems like it just keep doing the same old thing. 1 second, brother. So I'm gonna do a hard reset, bro. Just hang tight.
Yeah. I thought that was. Yeah, I thought that was what you was doing. So here we go. February here, where we are. So as I was saying, Jackson State ladies have a game tomorrow playing Prairie View A&M Panthers tomorrow at 6 in the AAC. Come on out and support the ladies Tigers, man. We must say that they be doing well, and it's great that all the interviews that was given, how much love and respect is given to Coach Richards on how she brought the team together, which is the reason a lot of the players came. I mean, she was honest, she was candid, she was open, and she told them that they had to work, and they believed. So it just goes to show you what happened when you believe. So the girls came on down and joined the team. I heard they had a pretty rigorous workout over the summer, but hey, it paid off. They talked about playing against the Power 5 school, how it built them to be ready for the playoffs. So shout out to Coach Richard, her coaching staff, and those young ladies that chose to believe in Coach Richards in her coaching ability, and look like it's paying off, man. I mean, we all can say that we really wasn't expecting maybe not too much from the team, being that it was completely depleted. I mean, absolutely nobody left from last year's team, and for her to come through as late as she did to assemble a team, I think she, I really want to say overachieved, but maybe overachieved, and I hope they continue to have a good run. So, man, we're proud of those ladies, and hope they continue to, make noise in the SWAC playoff. I mean, and the men is not shorting. They starting to gel at the right time. The centers are starting to, I guess be in basketball shape and do what they need to do. So we're excited by our Tigers, the men and the women. We're proud of them. Shout out to Coach Mo and Coach Richard for doing their thing. So if you're not doing anything on tomorrow evening, come on out, pack the AAC. Come out and support, your lady Tigers, there will only be one game on tomorrow. Remember, the ladies only play on Thursday and the men only play on Mondays. And then you have both teams on this coming Saturday. So come on through and support the Lady Tigers. Hey, here's the thing, man. We got Texas Southern on Saturday. We need that get back. So come on out and support, man. Again, we're proud of these young ladies, what they got going on. I hope y'all had a wonderful day. I hope y'all adjusting to the weather. Like we're trying to get ready for spring.
What was the temperature out there today, bro?
Hot.
Man, it was hot out here too.
I don't know, man. Speaking of spring, I guess we're getting ready for, the kid mentioned about closing out some football, but hey, it's just starting to get revved back up. You got the spring practice and everything coming up now. 78 degrees. I was thinking about 80. Travis, appreciate that, brother.
I think I'm okay now. So here's what I did. I might have done it to myself. You know how so in my room you have that switch that controls your power. So earlier I recorded a Tiger Talk episode. As I was leaving out of the room, man, I flipped the wrong switch.
Most time it use an error, brother.
No, I mean I don't know. I think I reset the box by mistake, and I don't know what's going on. But either way, it's all good. I think I'm back up and rolling. You can see me, can't you?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. I can hear you.
Good deal, man. All right, good deal, man. Sorry about that. It's all good.
Man.
But listen, you touched on quite a bit. I won't try to mess up a whole lot of that. I do want to mention this real quick. You do have Blue and White Week coming up. Get signed up for the Golf Classic. We're gonna get out there. Coach Rob just posted on Twitter again, man. He just signed 3 more. I mean, he's been really busy getting his golf program signed up. We had a commitment from brother Monty Starks, man, over from the Virginia area. He's really excited about this particular commit, TD. Brother got a really good handicap, has some really good interest. If you following him, he's excited about this one, man. So he's in the process of putting together a really good roster, man, for our golf program. So it's gonna be onward and upward, man. I'm excited to see how we do. Excited to see what all he lands. We had some conversations about looking into some NIL support. So if you guys know if you're not signed up to the collective, we definitely we got another big sponsor today, another diamond level. I'm excited to add them to the site, waiting on a company logo. So we're still rocking and rolling, man. We're still moving and grooving in that space. It slowed down a good little bit, but if you haven't signed up yet, we definitely need you. Need it at least by late spring, because as we get ready to go, we did stagger them deals. So as we get ready to get into the peak season, we're gonna definitely need continued support, I must say.
But look, Ken, you mentioned a word just a moment ago that I'm probably gonna need some help with at some point. And
what's that?
You mentioned handicap.
Handicap, yes, sir.
Oh, so I think it'll be good to have someone who's knowledgeable of the game to come down and because let's be real, most of us are not too familiar with golf.
I know the game very well. Yeah, I know the game.
Okay,
I ain't say I could hit the ball like that. That's a different story, bro.
You know the game is different than playing the game.
Playing it at a high level is a whole different ball game.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what's a handicap, brother? Talk to me.
Your handicap is the average amount of strokes over par. Your average par. What's your average par, everybody? What, a 72? Most holes are what, 71, 72, or 70. So your handicap, TD, if you average your average score in relationship to par, that's correct. Appreciate you, brother Rob. So here's the thing. If you okay, bro, appreciate it. If 72, that's what I thought, Coach. Thank you. So usually you're looking at around the average. So if you have a 14 handicap, that means you average about an 86 at a par 72. So that's 14 strokes above par. This ain't match play. This ain't that scratch stuff where you play best ball. This is no do-overs, no mulligans. What you hit is what you hit.
So check this out. I know different holes you have different strokes, right?
Pause. Clean it up. I had to go. I'm messing with you. Keep going.
Nah, man. I actually talking about the sitcom.
I
But
know,
anyway,
man. I know. Hey, yeah. I had to do it. I had to do it.
okay.
Hey, man, I need laughter
okay.
today, man. After a day like that, I need some
Look.
comedy. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
So
Par. So, all right, let's slow it down real quick. We're gonna come back to the strokes and the holes. All right.
He said, "What's par?" Okay.
So par is that's right, Chad. Start early. So par is whatever the amount of strokes. That's the amount of time. Well, so each hole. All right, let's do it this way. A most golf courses. We're not talking about your 9-hole. It's an 18-hole course.
Right.
Filled with pars, meaning the average amount of times you have to hit the ball until you go put it into the hole.
Right.
So a par 3 is measured by distance. It's usually your shortest distance, meaning off the tee. Most of the time you're trying to get on the green off the tee. And if you don't get on the green, you're probably going to look to par, meaning you're trying to just do 3 strokes. Minimum, max 3 strokes. That's what you're trying to do. So if on a par 3, if you get 2 strokes, that's a birdie.
That's right.
A hole in one, if it's a par 5 and you get there in 3 strokes, that's an eagle. So the objective is to get the ball in the hole without hitting it the fewest amount of times.
So that's where your minus come in. Like you said, if you got 3 strokes, you get it in 2, then you minus 1 because you didn't use that one.
There you go.
Okay,
gotcha. And it adds up as you go through each hole. Okay. So if you have a even round, that means that you played to par. You played however many strokes it was to get to that's usually 72. So it's saying out of 18 holes, the way the course is designed is probably going to be usually a par 72. A par 72 is mainly that they calculated the amount of holes being 18 holes, and the amount of times it takes to hit the ball to get the ball into the hole out of the 18 holes. So it's a par 72. That's what par is. Par. I've never asked the question as to what PAR stand for. That's something that, matter of fact, let me Google it. Google is your friend. What does par mean? The number of strokes a first-class player should normally require for a particular hole or course. So I guess it's par is short for particular. I don't know. I never asked that. So if you got someone that's averaging about a 71 or 70, that usually means that they average under 7, under 1 or under 2. -1, -2.
Right.
2 under, 1 under.
Which is where you want to be.
Man, listen, anybody that's not on the PGA or LPGA tour, if you're playing at a 72 level, man, you need to go to the pros, bro. Now, I know there's some studs out here that can stroke it, man. That's damn. There's so many ways to get in trouble with this.
Hey, man, no.
It's some really good players.
You don't get in trouble, just speak.
Yeah, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? It's some really good players that can hit the ball well and get the ball in the hole at the allotted amount of strokes.
Okay.
No did it. Appreciate you, Israel. I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, man. Hey, they can really stroke it. There's no way to get around this, man. There's no way to get around it. These are the terms that's used in, different strokes for different folks. No, they don't. You have to go low. You do, coach. This is what I'm saying. My point is, knowingly, I haven't met a lot of folks that's got a 0 handicap. That's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? If you're just a recreational player and you playing, anything in the single digits for a handicap, that's pretty solid, man.
So if you playing 18 holes,
yep,
and you had that's par 72. What do you normally want to be a minus at, Coach? More like a negative. I mean, of course, the lower the better. Of course,
I'd rather be golfing. Just did it for it. Average score of amateurs would be in the 80s. That's right. You would win a lot of money shooting in the low 80s. You really would, bro. I've been stroking. That's what I've been doing.
And you know what, Ken, for golf to be somewhat of from what I'm hearing, it can be an expensive
it's extremely expensive.
So I don't. So I know the money's supposed to come from sponsors. You know, you go to, okay, we know basketball, football, you know, a lot of Major League Baseball and stuff like that. You have fans that really buying tickets and stuff. You don't have that many fans. I know you get up, you know, PGA and all this stuff. You got those people behind the ropes, ducking fours, and they play pretty good. They pay pretty good to be there. But on average, I just wonder, man, how do you people making so much money in golf? I mean, advertisement, is that much advertisement going on? I mean, it has to be, but just saying.
Man, it's a sport that you just it's I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten to that place where I just desire to go to the course just yet, and just play. Maybe I'll get there. Who knows, man? But I'm not there right now. So we'll see. Coach, they finally got fitted for clubs about 4 years ago. Wow, that's when you know it's serious. When you're getting fitted for your clubs, man, and I'm gonna look the part. I'm gonna look like I know what I'm doing. You know, Tiger Hood's in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look like I know what I'm doing. But just, I hope we playing best ball. Hey. With a couple of folk that actually know how to play, like really play, and we be doing all right, man. But we'll come back to that, man. Shout out to Coach Ford. He's cooking out there, man. Coach, if you're out there watching, man, pop up on the screen. Let us know you're out there, man. We definitely support everything that you're doing, and we're rooting for you, man. Quick shout out to our sponsors, man. Impact Tickets. Go to www.myimpacttickets.com if you're looking to host your event. Why choose Eventbrite when you got Impact? All right, let's make an impact in the community, man. Shout out to brother James Covington, and all those with Impact Tickets. Cannon Nissan of Jackson, Mississippi. Go tell them that KC-1400 sent you, man. They donate to the collective. Tell Will Ken sent you. And if you're over in the Vicksburg area, head over to see Billy and Clay over at Cannon Toyota, Vicksburg. Shout out Rex. Appreciate Dr. Ted and all the support. Now, the collective, as we stated, we definitely need more signups, and we're going to continue to do so. Really good week this week. Got a great event coming up. Looking forward to that event. We got our meet and greet coming up on Saturday. I'll pause. You got something? Go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, man. I was about to ask you. You did that. Shout out X. You know, they discovered another, I guess, form of COVID. I need to talk to Doc, see do we need to get shots. What's going on? You know, we need to
get Doc back on here, man. Pretty soon.
Flu.
Well, I gotta say this, man. The flu has been vicious. Has been vicious this off season. That's something that's really what jumped on my mom, man. So amongst other things that she's dealing with, that's type of stuff, pneumonia, all that good stuff, man. Not so good stuff, but y'all keep my Dukes in your prayers, man. We're gonna go check on her, man, make sure she's good. But get signed up, everybody. Click the link. The link is in the chat, pinned to the chat. Just click the link, go to it, find your level. What you got, bro? What's out there?
Hey, C. Lee, man, brother. Oh, the brother C. Lee.
We'll get brother C. Lee to come on up tonight. You gotta get brother C. Lee to come on up tonight. There's a lot happening. Every now and again, we gotta get brother on. Get us caught up in what's happening. that ain't far fetched, by the way.
I take it.
Hey, but listen, the grand opening event this Saturday, we got our MVPs from the Celebration Bowl going to be there 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at your Raymond Cricket Wireless, man. So definitely pull up, man. Pull up. Won't be a long show coming up on Friday, but it will be a reminder to pull up on this event, man. Looking to have you guys come out. Yeah, we'll get him up. We got a lot to talk about. But we'll get through these preliminaries and then we'll dive into it, man. But get signed up for the Golf Classic April 1st through the 6th, Blue and White Week. A lot more information to come. This weekend, actually, it's tomorrow, man. Actually, tomorrow you got the Boom that made it up to Memphis. They'll be over there in the Memphis area, man. So if you're in the Memphis area, go enjoy a night out with the Boom and should enjoy that, man. Follow the Boom social media, man, for all the latest and greatest with the Sonic Boom of the South. And back to Tiger Talk, man. Shout out to D Corsi. Been working, man. Listen, we've been working, man. After coming up off this great week of the Legacy Bowl, we got 2 new interviews that dropped since we had the show on Monday. But man, since February the 11th, I mean, you had the baseball show with Mo and which is a double header. Then you follow that up with just show after show after show after show. And he's pretty much walking through the Lady Basketball Tigers. A lot of great content out there, a lot of great interviews, and we got a lot in the can. Did another interview today. Got more to come down the pipe. So please, if you don't mind, head on over to Tiger Talk TV. Hit that subscribe button and watch all the content. Listen, if you're a Jack State Tiger and you're interested in Jack State Tiger, sports content, you got the live show, of course. But you got Tiger Talk TV, man. We got a ton of interviews, a ton of content that's sitting right out there for you guys. So, thoughts on this? But this is where you was at, TD. I'll let you jump back in there on this one right here, bro.
Yeah. I think one more thing on the slide that you was doing with the Cricket Wireless. Did you plug the address? What you planning on plugging the address?
Raymond.
That right?
Cricket Wireless in Raymond. It's 4836 Highway 18, 4836 Highway 18 West, Suite E1. Suite E1.
So this is where I made it to. Actually, Ken, I watched. Okay, now looking at the calendar, I've watched all of those. I think with the exception of the last 2. But let me say this: if it's the right one on the 22nd, man, I end up watching Boom Session with the Band. Ken, the one with Officer Levine. Brother, that was packed. It was a lot to take away from that, man. Shout out to Danielle and Terrell and Toby, man. That was awesome.
So the game tomorrow is at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Is that correct? Oh, wow. 8 p.m. We got the late game. I can dig it. That was a football and band history. 6 p.m. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, where you get 8 from, Fred? You're going to have we're going to show up. They're going to be holding the trophy. So, Just be at the Coliseum at 5. How about that? Germantown is playing. No. Germantown play Madison Central. That's correct then. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. So Madison Central. I'm gonna put my blue and orange on tomorrow. When I get home, man, I get to the game. The women play at so the ladies play at 6 tomorrow. TD, I'm gonna try to make both, bro. G-Town alum, huh? Okay, all right. I see you. My daughter is a Germantown. Was it the Mavericks? Is that what they are, TD?
Yes, Germantown Maverick. That is correct.
Callaway blue and orange? Hell no. Ain't no Callaway nowhere near the Coliseum. Not tomorrow. It's Madison Central.
that is wow.
Hey, not at all, my good brother. Hey, but listen, I say this. Hey, if you guys haven't already, hey man, if you got a chance, check out K5, K1, 1K, K5. My brother Keevrick Wiggins Jr. interview. Great time with Kate with the brother with two brands, man.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I had a chance to watch. Had a chance to watch that interview. And again, I must continue to state that I'm proud of each one of those young men in the way that they conduct themselves in interviews and where they carry themselves. You asked them a very good question with him transferring in from ULM and being under Coach Prime, and you asked him why he stayed, and he gave the answer that warms every true blue Tiger heart, man. They just say, "Hey, it's Jackson State, it's the fans," and they give mad love and shout out and respect. Each one of those gentlemen, said that, and and they say it with passion. Irv, every last one of the interviews, and they don't have to. You can listen to someone when they speak and kind of tell, what their heart lie and what the passion is. And then, he spoke. I didn't know, of course you found a lot of things through interview. I didn't know he and James Houston were roommates. So if you hadn't watched those interviews, I don't want to spoil everything for you if you hadn't watched them. And go ahead, go out and watch those interviews. You can find out a lot about these young men. It may be a little the light bulb there, Kim. I need to do, something like this with these gentlemen, going into their second, third year, man. Get to know them a little better, man, because we found out a lot about these young men on their way out. And there was some good stuff.
That's what Tiger Talk is for, man. We gonna get there, bro. We gonna get there. I like that. I want to again shout out Austin, man. Great work. It was great working with him as always. We dropped this interview today with Chu Thompson. This was fun, man. Sorry, y'all. The interview was supposed to be a little longer, man. I got distracted with them sandwiches. Like, bro, man. TD was right. TD was standing right there, man. Can I tell him the funny story, bro? We was heading back, right?
Wait. Which story? Wait a minute, man. You got go ahead. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Hey, we were heading back, right? I'm gonna get to y'all these Germantown Mavericks in the chat too. So y'all just hang tight. So we was riding back. We slabbed out, man. After the game. And got on back over there, man. Chu was the best one. Hey, man, it was fun. It was impromptu. I don't have no, issue with whichever one was the best. Or I don't have a best, but I appreciate that, bro. But let me say this: his roommate down there was Daniel Richardson, and I didn't ask about the sack against FAMU, but it was cool, man. But them sandwiches, right? Speaking of them sandwiches, TD, where'd you get that extra one from, bro?
Oh, that story you're about to tell.
Yeah, so we headed back.
Hey. Okay.
They were dropping all kinds of stuff. They had a box of chips. They dropped a big old box of like chips and forks and stuff. But no, we was driving back and we started watching the Lakers game. I put the Lakers game on the phone, YouTube TV, man. And we want to watch Luka versus the Denver Nuggets, right? So I'm like, man, I'm trying to prop the thing up on my dashboard. TD was like, man, here, let me do this. So next thing you know, we got the phone sitting up on the dashboard, and he put something behind it. I didn't know what the hell he put behind it. And we driving, and I'm rolling, he doing his thing. And he and I go and I adjusted the phone because it was about to fall off the dashboard, and my hand hit whatever was behind. It was real soft. I said, man, what's this is you got behind? I said, man, that's one of them sandwiches. Man, we just died laughing. This man got a half-wrapped chicken sandwich, man. Whatever the hell it was, it was a great phone holder, man. For the
hey, it brought us always back to Jackson, man. Hey, look, bro, you got to learn how to improvise. Yeah, and so I wasn't gonna eat it. I already had it too. So what it was, the way that the vehicle was, it wasn't in position for Ken to put the phone up and embrace it. So we were trying to watch the game, and I had stuffed the sandwich inside of my my little hoodie pouch, and so Ken trying to drive, and Ken rolling. So he's looking out at the phone. I'm looking at the phone. Then we try to look at the road. So I tell you, I reached in my pocket. I said, okay, I tell you what, man. I don't know. I left the sandwich with Kim. I don't know what he did with that sandwich.
Hey, that thing got that. I chunked that bad baby out the window, man. No, I didn't. I threw it in the trash. No, I threw it in the trash can at the parking lot, man. When we got back to the school.
I was trying to melt the cheese. No, man. Hey, but you know what? It worked. We watched the Lakers.
It did work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely worked. But the way it ended up happening, we standing there and Ken doing the interview, right? If you notice when you watch the interview, the young lady come up and say, Sam, she didn't know we were recording. She didn't know we were recording. So I was the whole team. So everybody is kind of like, a U shape, behind the.
Hang tight. Huh? I got it for him.
Yeah.
All right.
What kind of sandwiches?
I got McAllister deli sandwich.
So listen, Tiger Nation, we finna work on these McAllister deli sandwiches. Hey, this True Thompson. True, you gotta get word for Tiger Nation, man, so we get one of these sandwiches, bro. I love y'all. Y'all love, go Tigers, baby. Appreciate you.
That's the most I ever heard True talk in my life.
Right.
He been in 3 years, bro. I've never heard True talk that much, ever.
And when he said that, he said, I'll talk to you if you talk to me. That what he said.
No, he was cool as a fan, man. Really cool kid. It was great talking.
Man, that box was full of sandwiches. We didn't even touch how many sandwiches they had in there, and everybody got one. And
man, everybody got like 2 of them things, and we got a big old box of chips, man. I had like 5.
So about 3 or 4 minutes later, dude came back with a whole box of those kettle chips.
No, it wasn't. It was all types of chips.
Cheetos, no, that's the name brand.
Okay, I see what you mean. He had it in that box, and then he was like, "Here." He just sat it on the ground and walked off over there with us, and just left us with all the chips right there.
So he sat down. He was like, "Anybody want any chips?" I said, "Okay." I said, "I take one of your jalapeno bags." So I grabbed one of those, and didn't nobody come on. So he sat on the ground and walked away. So after we started walking away, I said, "Hey, I was like, hey, sir, you left your chip." And the man was studying me, man. He said, "We just walked out with the box."
That man said in the interview for a sandwich. No, we were pretty much at the end though, but it was so impromptu. It worked out perfectly, man. And we was just kind of we was having fun with it, man. So it worked out. True. So I got to tell the story, man. True missed the bus for help, standing over there with us doing the interview, and we took him back to the hotel. So we was like, we looked at the time. I looked at TD. I was like, hey, bro, You want to hit the slab, dog? He's like, bro, I'm rolling with you. I said, let's get it. Man, we got from New Orleans to Jackson. We left the service station by the Airbnb. And we was in the parking lot picking his car up in Jackson in 2 hours flat.
2 hours flat, man. So LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers in that sandwich holding up that phone brought us back down 55.
Wide open.
Oh my God, man, the things that go on.
Hey man, made it back in time for the after party and naming faces. Shout out to the men's basketball team, man, for putting that smackage down on this past Saturday, man. So it was all good, man. Hey man.
I mean, True was a trooper, man. He was a willing. He didn't, a couple of times in the past, there were people ducking and dodging, but True came through after playing the game, after having a long week of practice and combine and interviews and stuff. I mean, he stood up gracefully. We all was kind of surprised hearing him speak because, like I said, he never spoke that much. So, man, we appreciate True for doing that. He told Evan, he said, hey, man, he said, hey, y'all hold the bus for me. He said, the bus ain't going to leave.
So did.
Man.
Hey, man, I got to say this, though, man. My phone was smelling like a McAllister's club.
Man, stop it.
It did. You know what made me realize I was smelling the sandwich, man. I was like, man, maybe because we just ate it. I had just ate it, so I thought I was smelling the sandwich on. You smell it on your lip, smell it on your hand, and whatever. I'm thinking, okay, the aroma of the sandwich, and then I realized it's a fresh sandwich. It was cut in half and it was open, so one side of it was open.
Yeah, it was cut. Right.
So I'm just like, we smell sandwich the whole way to the house, man.
Man,
but it worked.
It worked.
It worked though.
So we had kettle chip, a sandwich from McAllister, watching the Lakers, and Kim drinking Red Bull.
I never drank another one. Never drank another Red Bull in life. Man, I drank that Red Bull, man. Next thing you know, you go to, man, my heart got to racing. I said, nah, bro. That's why, man, that's why I sat up. I said, whoa. Felt a little, it's a little too much. I don't really, and it was sugar-free, by the way. I don't really, if I did drink one, it was like the 8.5, and I'm done with them things. I'm good. I'll pass, bro. So no more of them energy drinks, man, ever. That ain't good for you. But nevertheless, man, y'all tap in, man. Shout out to the men's basketball team, HBCU Plus Team of the Week, and of course, Big Shannon, man. Big Shannon is getting more accolades, man. I'll see. He had a good run, TD. He also was the Impact Player of the Week this week for the SWAC.
Dang,
so
should have been.
Yeah, man. So Impact Player of the Week, and proud of it, man. Did a really good job. Stick to water. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I don't drink them like that. So I trust me. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man? I'm just making the point. I drink water, man, all the time. A little Gatorade every now and again, but I'm good on them forever.
Mr. Malachi,
we wanted to stop.
Huh?
Yeah. No, I mean we stopped. We stopped by the service station, and I said, man, I ain't touching that no more, man. Forget that. Shout out to the men's baseball team. Had a really good game today. Had a double header, and we whooped up on the Lane College. Wait a minute. We finished there. I think this is the same score. My bad. We finished this. We got Alcorn coming up next. This wasn't a double header, so I think we won 7-1. If that's not mistaken, I think I grabbed both of the slides. Nevertheless, it's all good. Talked about golf, and of course, next month, man. Next week, actually, you're gonna start seeing some sales for the Vegas game, man. A lot of packages are coming out as we speak. Be sure to go to the website, grab your tickets, man. Get your season tickets, man. Get your season tickets. So your first right of refusal deadline is April the 15th. Your season parking will end on July the 31st. Reserve single tickets will go on August the 5th, man. All the prices are there. You can go to Ticket Central on the website, get your parking pass. Don't forget your $10 donation. Go to KC-1400 Media, we got some shirts left over, the D General and Herb Mulligan tees still left over. And we're good to go. Brother C. Lee. Yep, they won 7-1. That's what I thought. I grabbed both of them. It was last minute. Like I said, it's been an eventful day, and then my Wi-Fi don't want to let me be great. So, nevertheless, it's a lot happening right now. TD, we was talking. I won't get into a whole lot of politics, but the link is open, man. Feel free, Tiger Nation, to pull up on us. This ain't gonna be a long show. I can just tell you that right now. But we did want to come on and chop it up with you guys. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow against Texas Southern. I know you talked about it. That's going to be a really good Prairie View tomorrow, Texas Southern on Saturday. I said that. Yeah, I did. I don't know what's going on, man. It's working good on my phone. I was gaming before I got on here. I just moved my college football player to the NFL, so I done went from college to Madden, and I was doing rookie camp. Just got drafted to the Bengals, so that's what I was doing, man. And I turned everything off, so I should be good to go. But it's all good. But it's a lot happening right now. The world is gone mad. My heart goes out to all the federal workers out there, man, that's being affected by some of the nonsense that's transpiring right now within the government. It's a lot of changes. You got to brace, man, and just, take it one day at a time, man. I don't really have much else to really say when it comes to that, though. But so let me get this straight, y'all. So the women play at 6, but the Madison Central Madison Central Germantown game is at 8 p.m., right? It's at 8 p.m. at the Coliseum. Hey, Brother Cedric, how you doing, big brother? How you doing? Man, I am a happy camper right now because I am loving the reports that are coming out of the mock draft. TD, Mel Kiper, his last mock draft had Shedeur falling to 7 to the Jets. I was like, oh, baby, I love these types of talks. Keep on talking them down. All I need, let me tell y'all something right now. I will be, did he know? Because we coming for them Broncos head next year.
Hey, I was waiting on you to finish.
I'm just telling you right now. If Shedeur go, listen, man, I'm going live. I'm probably going to we're probably going to be live for the draft, though. Probably not. It's a Thursday night. I got Bible class. I ain't going to tell that lie. But let me say this. Shedeur go to the Raiders, man. I'm going to be the happiest Raider fan on earth. Nah, Fred, he ain't gonna fall. You're gonna have to trade up, big dog. But let me say this though. If he goes to the Saints, I won't be mad because I got access to season tickets. So I won't be mad about that. The other blue and orange, no, sir. Madison Central Jaguars. And not the Jaguars down there from Baton Rouge.
Hey, so Ken, let's mentally tease ourselves for a moment.
Okay, let's do it. So
when is the Jackson State Grambling game in Vegas?
It is October the 26th.
Is that that's a Saturday, I take it.
That's a Saturday. Well, it ain't on there right there. Well, matter of fact, let me do this for you. 25th. I'm sorry, October 25th. October 25th.
So what are the chances of the Broncos and Raiders playing there Sunday?
Please let that happen, man. That would be so clutch.
What?
Boy, that would be clutch, man. If the Raiders, brother brother Greenwood, I see you with your Steelers beanie. Y'all got a quarterback right now. Leave him alone, man.
Who they quarterback?
Hey, man, he said that, and I wasn't gonna touch that. Travis on you, dog.
You know what I said?
I know. But listen, no, man. We need Shedeur, man. We do, man. We really do. Brother C. Lee.
Hey, but Steelers don't have no quarterback, man. They just let Russell Wilson go. Just kidding.
Hold on. The Raiders and Broncos playing Sunday in Denver. Ooh.
Oh, he said that. He said that. No, he mentally teasing himself. He's speculating.
The schedule's not out yet, though.
No, he's not out.
Okay, we're gonna find out because I'm gonna definitely be looking for it. Brother Celia, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. How you been, man? How you holding up over there, brother?
I'm good, man. You know, it's I'm have you ever seen and I always tell people that the movie is different from the book. So, but there's a scene in The Color Purple where everybody's trying to feed Suge Avery, and she keep throwing the food out. Mister's trying to feed Suge Avery, and Suge keep throwing the food out. And so finally, Miss Celia, she cook a plate and she slide it in there and she say, I'm gonna just sit here and see what color the walls turn.
Right.
That's the position I'm taking with this new president administration. I'm just watching the walls. I'm just seeing what color the walls turn, because what has happened is that there are a lot of people who voted for President Agent Orange who are coming to realize that he don't care about them either.
Nope.
See, before I get to the particulars, what the rich have been able to do in this country, and they've always done it, is that those rich white people who are racist, right? Those people have always been able to convince poor white people that black people are your enemy. See, it was middle class and poor white people who had issues with affirmative action and DEI. And so what happened is that rich white people have always been able to put a ceiling over middle class and poor white people and say, hey, I would give you this job, but I had to give it to black people. I would do this, but the government is mean that we got to do this. And so now that these cuts are happening, a lot of these middle and poor white folks are realizing that those cuts are going to hurt them. And what people have to really understand is there are two things happening. The reason there were so many companies that were so ready to get rid of DEI, what a lot of people don't realize is they think this is a war on DEI, Brother Ken and Brother TD, but this is really a war on regulation. See, since the 1970s, major Western companies, particularly American companies, have been fighting regulation. And you have to understand that regulation and tort reform go hand in hand. So when you started hearing a lot about tort reform in the 70s, right? And this is something that our good brother, why am I forgetting my classmate's name? Trent. Our good brother Trent can talk a lot about the war on tort reform, and any of the lawyers out there can discuss the war on tort. See, so the war on tort reform, Brother TD, simply means that companies have always wanted there to be a limit on the amount for which you can sue them if they do something wrong. And so regulation, Brother TD and Brother Ken, if you can get rid of government regulation, you make it difficult to sue people when they do things wrong.
That's correct.
And so the problem, and it's hard to get people to understand why regulation is important. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not bashing other countries when I say this, but this is the only way I can make a point. When people ask, why should we be concerned about regulation? Well, let me ask you a question, Brother Ken and Brother TD. When the last time a building just fell in America? Just fell down, no reason, it just fell. Don't normally happen, does it? But buildings tend to do that in countries that don't have regulations. So when you don't have regulations, car manufacturers are able to cut corners. And when car manufacturers are able to cut corners, we have greater accidents. Chemical companies, medical companies are able to cut corners. So but what they do is, if you shrink the federal government,
Food and drugs.
Food and drug. There you go, brother TD.
Mhm.
So when you shrink the federal government, see, that's what Elon Musk really wants. See, you have to understand this about President Agent Orange. Here's something that Elon Musk them understand that we need to understand. You don't want to be the king, brother TD. You want to be the king maker. Because the king answers to the king maker. Trump is trying to be the king, and Elon Musk is the king maker. Elon Musk is the businessman, is the business tycoon who's going to use Trump to remove regulation. So DEI, you have to look at DEI as just another form of government regulation. So just like DEI regulates discrimination, right? These regulations are also for, as we said, right, how you build automobiles. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, all those things. And the second thing, so they have a war on regulation. But here's what they also want. And this is one of the reasons they're really big on removing immigrants. What they really want is something we haven't had in America since the 1920s. What they really want is a peasant class. What they really want are aristocrats and peasants. What they want to do is to kill the middle class.
Mm.
And if they can kill the middle class, because see, what happens is once you create a peasant class with no regulation, then you have no recourse but to work for pennies. That's what they really want. And so now you have I don't think it's large right now. You get rumblings, right? You're right, Brother Lewis, a permanent underclass. And so what you have now is you're getting rumblings of people who realize like, hey, this is going to impact me in a way. And let's be honest, this is going to impact me in a way I thought it was only going to impact Black people.
Mm.
Yep.
See, so now that you got enough like collateral damage of white people being walked out the door and enough collateral damage of white people, right? Think about it this way. Trump said that, President Agent Orange said that the week he was in office, food prices were going to decrease. Has it happened?
Nope.
Because that was never the issue. In fact, what they want is for food prices to increase. Because if food prices increase, that means, Brother TD, you can't afford them, so you can't afford to quit your job. So now you got to keep your job and work for pennies. And with no regulation, you have no recourse when you're being mistreated by your employer. So yes, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, anything that serves as a recourse to you being mistreated, that's their attack. And again, I'm just going to be like Miss Seeley. And it's funny, my name is C. Lee, and you got Miss Seeley from The Color Purple. I'm at a point where I'm going to just watch, see what color the walls turn, because it's still a little early. You're getting rumblings.
Yeah.
But I really want to see now, to just give you the other point just for a second, I will say that it's been interesting to see some courts, not a lot of courts, but to see some courts, right, push back on a lot of these. Like they implemented, I'm trying to remember what, it was a bureau, they cut some people in one of the federal agencies, and like a Yellowstone Park.
Are you talking about when they cut the people for the security that for the national security that, and then they realized they needed
to say, hey, y'all come back to work. Y'all come back to work. The funniest one was they cut the people at Yellowstone Park, and they cut the only dude, Brother TD, who had the key to unlock the bathrooms. Like they couldn't get in the bathrooms, right? So how bare bones is your skeleton? How bare bones, right, is your crew? There ain't but one dude who can get people out the bathroom, and you cutting that. So it's so that's where we are. But I need everybody, and I'm not saying this for us not to be on guard about DEI, but understand DEI comes under a larger heading of regulation. And what the corporate class wants is to remove regulation. The reason you don't get bad medicine is because of regulation. We got a bird flu outbreak, and you cutting the Food and Drug Administration. We got a bird. Think about it. You got a bird flu. Now, here's what people need to understand, and I bring it to this. You know why COVID was so bad? And this is the problem that people don't tell. You know why really COVID was so bad, Brother Tito? You know what really made COVID so bad? And they don't talk about this. Did you know that when Barack Obama left office, the funding for epidemics and pandemics, Barack Obama left it in a higher amount than it had ever been? We had never had the amount of money to combat epidemics and pandemics. And what happens is that when Trump first comes to office, the first thing he does is tell them, I want you to take that surplus and take it to zero. So when we first started battling COVID, we didn't even have the amount of funds we needed to battle it because President Agent Orange had reduced everything. Why? Again, because anything that they see as regulation, anything they see as keeping the corporate class in check is something that they don't want. Yeah, 7 vet, yeah. And that plan that was thrown out was Obama's plan. It was his pandemic plan. So that's where we're headed is. And what's really interesting here is this was really interesting. What really created, I was hearing if I want to say this, but what I would say what was a major driver to creating the middle class in America was the Montgomery GI Bill. And I am a product of the Montgomery GI Bill. Now let's be really clear about the GI Bill. When the GI Bill was first established, only the white soldiers could get it.
Correct.
So, and then later, but what actually created, what helped, let's say, what drove the middle class was the Montgomery GI Bill. That is why there is an attack on education and an attack on federal funding. Because if you can attack education, you can attack federal funding, and you can attack all these things, you are removing all of the pillars that allow people to have financial stability. Because that's all middle class is financial stability, right? It is you're putting in parameters so that people can have things that, even though you may not be wealthy, like we all talk about living from check to check, right? We all talk about living from check to check. But essentially what you're saying is, yes, you're living from check to check, but if you're living from check to check, you are also projecting out that hey, as long as I got this job over the next year or so, I can live a certain way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And what they want to be able to do is to say you are not able to live or be sure that you can live at a certain way, a certain wage for a certain way, and therefore you will then be at the beholden and the whims of the corporate class. That's it. I'll shut up with that and see if any questions or comments or whatever. But a lot of people are putting a lot of good things in the chat. Everybody is dead on, and the question will just be how long will it take for people to get fed up enough to take to the streets en masse? Right now you got pockets, right? And at some point, and so here's we talk about the civil rights, the civil rights movement, but I'll make one even that kind of cut across. The reason you had an outcry against the Vietnam War was not only because it was an unjust war, but it was because everybody was being touched by that draft. And once everybody was being touched by the draft, although black people were being touched by it at a higher rate per capita, because so many people were being touched by the draft, you had enough people going out into the streets, flooding the streets, saying, hey, why are our children dying for this unjust war that's only going to help the rich? And so that's what we have. That's what I'm looking when I jokingly say I'm gonna see what color the walls turn. Is I'm just waiting to see how long it takes for a good number of middle and poor whites realize, and they're being strategic, because here's what you find interesting. Because I'm glad Brother Walker talked about the private insurance company. They did this study, Brother TD, and on one hand they had Obamacare, and on the other hand they had the American. What is the actual real name of Obamacare?
Affordable Care Act.
Affordable Care Act. So they had Obamacare and they had Affordable Care Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they asked only people who were Republican. They said, look at the Obamacare and look at the Affordable Care Act. Tell us which one you like. Tell us which one. And 90% of them said Obamacare was terrible and the Affordable Care Act was good, and they're the exact same plane.
I remember that.
That's when you so when Brother Walker puts in, right, that's when they realize that they don't have those benefits, or they don't have that access. And that when those people are being walked out the door, begin to have a tangible impact on enough people.
Hey,
go ahead.
Hey, Brother City, I want to ask you this one question before I head out, brother, and I want you to answer this for me. I think one of the things that I was kind of, well, it's been many, but one of the things that kind of sticks out to me that kind of threw me, and I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think the play is with the whole thing of bringing the war between Iraq and Russia, bringing an end to that war, but you don't have both parties at the table?
Oh yeah, Ukraine and Russia.
Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, Ukraine and Russia. I'm sorry.
Right. So essentially, what has happened is that the corporate class has decided to partner with Russia because they want an oligarchy.
Can you explain what that?
So an oligarchy is essentially ruled by business class, or ruled by, it's a little bit more than ruled by wealthy, but it's ruled by business class, and it's where the business class has more power than, say, government officials, and those government officials are at the whim of the oligarchy. And essentially, Russia has that, and Trump wants that. Now, the question is, along with Trump wanting that, is yet to be shown, is President Agent Orange financially in bed with China and Russia? But that's what that's about. It's essentially about for 70-something years, we've been anti-Russia because Russia is anti-democracy and capitalism. Now, all of a sudden, look at it this way. All of the Reagan Republicans, all of the Reagan Republicans were anti-Russia because Russia was anti-democracy and anti-capitalism. And now all of a sudden, all the Republicans are in bed with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And Russia hadn't changed. Russia has not changed their policies. It's one thing if you could say they still a communist country. Now, again, let me be really clear. I'm not one of those anti-socialist, anti-communist people. And I don't want to get off into that. You know, I'm ultimately one of those people who say that there's not a one thing. Like America has never been a completely capitalist society because you can't make it, right? So I want to be clear. I'm just saying that if we were anti-Russia because Russia was a communist, anti-democracy country, and they have not changed their position, then the question is, why are we now their friend? Right? If somebody whom for 70-something years, I'm just using 70-something years, right? But let's say since 1950, if somebody since 1950 has been our enemy because of their ideology, about how they live, and they have not changed that ideology, why are they now our friend? It's because Elon Musk, and remember we talked last time about Elon Musk being from South Africa, Elon Musk wanting to reinstitute apartheid in America. The South Africans who are like Elon Musk have always kind of been angry at America because it was Americans, particularly African-American athletes and entertainers, that were really public about ending apartheid. So a man like Elon Musk has, not only does he not have anything for black people, he particularly hates African-American entertainers and African-American athletes because those two were some of the biggest drivers for ending apartheid. And I want to be clear, there were other white athletes and white entertainers. In fact, one of the biggest songs that really helped shed light on it, there's a song where everybody in the chat, when they get a chance, Google this song in this video called I'm Not Gonna Play Sun City. And that song basically rallied people around the world. And it was a song of rockers and rappers and soul singers. Everybody was in that from Africa Bambaataa to Bruce Springsteen to the Temptations. But it was really all driven by African American entertainers and athletes. And Elon Musk is looking to do anything to silence that group of people and make sure that you don't have a recourse. What they really want to create is you don't have any way to say my employer is mistreating me. Not like we like to say Mississippi is a work at will state, which it really is a work at will state. But even though Mississippi is a work at will state, you still have certain parameters where you can't discriminate. That's what they're trying to remove. Now, I hope that made it. I hope that answered it, brother TD. And since we own that, we can't also forget all of the people who refuse, all of the brown people, all of our Middle Eastern brothers and sisters who refuse to vote for our sister because they felt like the Democratic Party wasn't doing enough for Palestine, wasn't doing enough for God. And now Trump President Agent Orange wants to colonize Gaza for the American imperialists. So how you feel about that vote for President Agent Orange now?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't vote for the VP because you felt like they weren't doing enough. And now you about to lose your homeland and it's about to become a colony of America. Again, I'm going to just sit and see what color the walls turn.
Let me ask you this about the funding. I know the program that ended, that affected the HBCUs, what was that, the 1890? Can you touch on that a little bit? What was it? The 1890 pro. I know Jackson State wasn't in that number,
Right,
but
right.
Most of,
and it just left my mind. But
hold on one second. Let me see.
Yeah, pull it up because I need to. Yeah, because I want to say it right when I'm speaking on it. Because I was thinking about the research money that's also on the standstill.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was Journal. 1 second.
No, I shouldn't have blanked either.
Oh, did they reinstate it?
Yeah.
So it says USDA reinstated.
USDA land, yeah.
It's reinstated scholarship surge rule has been reopened and the application will be accepted through March 15th. Okay.
Right.
So I'll pull this up. We can touch on this real quick. Look like they land grants.
Yeah.
So it looked like they reinstated it from what this reads. USDA 1890 Scholars Program at other HBCUs. United States Department of Agriculture has reinstated scholarship program that serves students from rural and underserved communities. Has been reopened and it's a national scholars program was established in 1980 as part of partnership aimed to increase the number of students. Website says so. These are all the universities that affect Alabama A&M, Alcorn, Central State, Delaware State, Florida A&M, Fort Valley State, Kentucky State, Langston, Lincoln, Prairie View, South Carolina State, Southern Tennessee State, Tuskegee, UAPB, Maryland Eastern Shore, Virginia State. Last week, it says who represents it to released a statement criticizing the program's suspension. So that's a good thing. I mean, it's going to take a lot of this, man. It's going to really take a lot of it. I'm glad I asked about it because I did not see the update where it was reinstated. It's always good to be real time with it. And I'm like you. I like the way you.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the reason it got reinstated because even though it technically fell under the DEI program, you're going to have to deal with the other PWI A&M schools who get a certain amount of funding as well. So you do know that there are some PWI A&M schools as well.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to deal with, hey, if I cut this funding based on D&I, how do I deal with these other A&M schools? And I remember that was the conversation. I didn't know that they had already, but that was really the conversation that was, So I'm glad that any university that is A&M, it was going to have a problem. Again, and it gets to, I'm okay as long as it doesn't affect me. Once it begins to impact me, but you know what? I will say this though. It's going to force people to realize that we actually are in the same boat. And if I poke a hole in this boat, we all going to drown. Right? Yeah. And so I think that A&M is a good example of, hey, I want to hurt these people, but am I willing, as they say, to cut off my nose to spite my face? And that's where we are with it. We are at the fact where how many middle-class and poor white people are going to allow President Agent Orange and Elon Musk to cut off their nose to spite their faces?
Man.
And I saw somebody put in about the upcoming boycotts, and I've been trying to research because there are like a couple, and there was also a list rolled out. And what I tell people is, y'all know I'm all about spending money with people. You know, I try to spend my money in Hinds County, right? So I try to spend my money in Hinds County. So I'm all about spending my money in Hinds County. But what I tell people is we have to all be well researched, because it is, you want to do something, but you also want to do something that's going to make an impact.
Right.
So yes, if we all are deciding we're not going to spend money Friday and we all are deciding based on another list of things that's coming out. I'm cool with that. I just think that we have to do a better job sharing the information, researching the institutions and organizations behind it, and making sure, because here's the one thing that we have to learn, that there's a difference between mobilizing and organizing.
Mm-hmm.
As Black people, we are great with mobilizing. As you talk about on this platform, Brother Ken, we are great with, okay, Jackson State has a need. Let's have a telethon and everybody send in for the need. But that's mobilizing. Organizing is, once you get everybody together, what's the sustained plan for the next year? And so I think that's going to be the next step in our boycotting is, once we decide when and where to boycott, how do we sustain this to get actual changes done over the next year or so?
That's what's most critical. I've seen a couple of different things. I just saw there was some criticism met with the group that was organizing, saying, hey, we're going to run the Target and buy Black. We're just going to shop only Black businesses, Black companies. And it's like, well, I thought we weren't shopping at Target. It's just, you said something that I thought was very, very pointing to, I think this is how everybody operates. It's like, I don't really give a damn until it affects me.
Right.
If I got money, I don't care about what you're talking about. If I don't work in the federal government, then I don't really care that what's happening in the federal government. It's like, you have to care, honestly, because eventually it's going to trickle down to affect you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I mean, even if it doesn't touch you, there are plenty of us who can kind of skate through some of this stuff without it being necessarily touching us right away. But you have friends and family members that are in the federal government, that are in, these types of positions and whatnot. And when you have these conversations, it's really a stressful thing, man. Every day you're dealing with, like, the email that went out. It's unbelievable what I'm seeing. I'm so perplexed by what I'm seeing. It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I love what you're saying. I'm just gonna watch, see what color the wall. What'd you say? What color the wall turn?
Let's see what color the walls turn. and let me tell you about. Let me tell you what hypocrisy is. Let me tell you what hypocrisy is.
Okay.
So you'll have the oligarchs and the corporate class. They'll say, "Well, we don't like socialism, right?" Ken, did you know that the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball, well, you know this, they all have profit sharing?
Yes.
That's socialism. Now, and you know the answer to this, you probably haven't thought about it. Do you know why they have profit sharing? Because if 2 or 3 of the teams go out of business, they won't have a league. So you got the rich teams, right? So in football, it would be the Cowboys, and I haven't watched NFL since Steve McNair retired, right?
Yeah.
So you got the big end teams. Well, the big end teams know if the small market teams go out of business, which I'm using that word loosely because don't let nobody believe there's no such thing as a small market team. The small market teams that call themselves small market teams, they lying to y'all. They just telling y'all that so they don't want to have to pay no players. There's no such thing as a small market team. But that's a whole nother debate for a whole nother time. The Boston Red Sox used to lie all the time like they was a small market team. They are not a small market team. They just didn't want to pay players. But for the sake of this discussion, you have big market teams and small market teams. The big market teams, right? The Yankees know we got to share profits with the Minnesota Twins. Why? Because if the Minnesota Twins go out of business, we don't have a league. So we allow billionaires and billionaire businesses to share profits, but we don't let the everyday citizens in on profit sharing. That's what hypocrisy is. And until we have those kind of real conversations, I was trying to pull up a poem that I had where I talk about where the corporate class doesn't like unions. Brother Ken, they got unions. They just don't call them unions.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a second, because I'm going to pull that up just because I want people to hear the names of these corporate classes and their actual unions. I'm going to try to do it very quickly.
You got it.
I think is. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, let me see if I can find it. All right. So Elon Musk and the corporate class will tell you they're anti-unions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Chamber of Commerce is a union of political pit bulls. A country club is a union of city slick sheet wearers. The Mississippi Manufacturers Association is a union of arm twisters, and the National Business Association is a union of bloodsuckers. Those are all unions. We just don't think of them as unions because they are unions of corporations and not unions of individual workers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So somehow, Ken, when you and I get together and we form an organization to protect ourselves against employers, that's wrong. But when companies get together, so let's say people who manufacture heavy machinery get together. So you own a heavy machinery company, I own a heavy machinery company, Brother TD on. When we get together and have the Mississippi Manufacturers Association, because we want to impact the laws that are made by the Senate and the House of Representatives here in the state, how is that union any different than the union of individuals who are working on the fact? It's not. It's just that somehow they have allowed us or have fooled us into thinking that individual workers can't organize, but it's okay for organizations and companies to organize. That's the kind of game that Elon Musk and the corporate class is running. And until we wake up to that, you'll continue to have middle class and poor people voting against their very own interests. That's it.
Yeah, Brother C. Lee. I leave with something that with context of what I've been doing. I didn't see it as watching the paint dry, not watching the color of the wall change. That's what I said. Watching the paint dry. I'm just watching. I'm just observing. Every day it seems like it's something else. I just saw, in his press briefing today, he was talking about a gold card. Now citizenship is being sold for it, so It's never about the borders.
They don't sell you a gold card.
I'm gonna sell you for $5 million. You can be an American citizen.
Yep.
I just was like, wow.
And here's the biggest lie, Brother Ken. And I'm working on this for the newsletter Friday.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in the chat. Just ask a question, then I'll explain it. Did you know that the Statue of Liberty had a different design? The original Statue of Liberty had a different design than what it is today?
Yes.
And I need people to understand this because this gets into what Brother King was saying and what we've been saying. So in the left hand of the Statue of Liberty, there's a book.
Mm-hmm.
That book was not originally there.
Right.
What was originally there in her left hand were chains. The Statue of Liberty was originally supposed to be a symbol celebrating the end of slavery.
Yep.
The idea first came to the French creator of it in 1865. And when he drew the original plans, she had the torch, but she had chains. They were broken chains. And they said, and we want to give you this. And America said, hell no, not with them chains. So they changed the chains to put the book in her hand. Now here's the compromise. Because the sculptor was like, no, hell no. The chains are actually still there. but they're on her feet.
Yep.
So you can't see them. Here's why I'm raising that. Here's why I'm raising that point, because it comes back to what you were saying. Over the years, the Statue of Liberty became synonymous with immigrants. It had nothing to do with immigrants. It had everything to do with, that's it. It had nothing, it was always about, so we have allowed, it gets back to that education piece. It gets back to who's controlling the education and who's controlling. One of the reasons, and I want to say this carefully, without casting aspersions on anyone. One of the reasons we didn't get what we should have gotten in the Ayers case, Brother Ken, and I'm saying this is somebody actually testified in the Ayers case. So this is not me theorizing. I was up in Oxford in the federal court. I testified in the Ayers case. You go look it up. My name is on the books with a whole lot of other people. One of the primary reasons we didn't get everything is because most Black people who were getting information in real time about the Ayers case was not getting it from the Jackson Advocate. They was getting it from the Clarion Liar. And so when you're getting your information from the Clarion Liar and not the Jackson Advocate, you're being misinformed, right? Oh, it was the Ayers case v. Fordyce, right? And it was the Ayers case v. Whoever the governor was. I got to go back. Who was the governor in 74? Ayers case was originally filed in 74. So Jake Ayers, and JYTV maybe asked me. So Jake Ayers actually filed the case. He filed the lawsuit. And then so it would have been Ayers v. whoever the governor. So if anybody want to Google who the governor was, and then it came on down and we became Ayers v. Fordyce, and then Ayers v. Musgrove, and then Musgrove, then Fordyce, and then Barber, right? And yeah. I think I got it right.
Waller.
There we go. So it's Ayers v. Waller. Right, and so it came on down because the suit was against the government of the state, the governor and the college board. And so when we would go around the state and talk to people, what we began to realize was, oh, these people are reading.
What year was that you said?
74.
Yeah, it was Waller.
Yeah. And so in the same situation, we weren't just fighting racism. We were fighting the level of knowledge that most Black people had about the Ayers case. So when people would say, why y'all don't want this money? Because, kid, and I'm just going to use you as an example. I'm just using an example. If somebody said to Ken, hey, Ken, Brother C. Lee, they offered Brother C. Lee $20 million for one of his books. That fool didn't take it. Now, the average person here, $20 million, they think, what's wrong with Brother C. Lee for not signing? Well, what if Brother C. Lee know that the people going to give me $20 million going to make $500 million off of it?
Dang.
Why would I take the $20 million when I know that you're going to make $500 million? That was the issue with the Ayers case. A lot of people saw the money and just assumed that's a whole lot of money. And we would have to go around the state and say, no, it's not. Not when you break that money up between 3 schools, and not when you spread that money out over 20 years, and not when you add in how much money we have been denied for 100 years. When you do that math, you knew that the money that we were being offered in the Ayers case was just a drop in the bucket. And because what we wanted was equalization of funding. And somehow the Ayers case went from an equalization of funding case to y'all take this money and go about y'all business case. And one of the reasons they were allowed to do that is because we didn't have enough black people who understood the merits of the case. In the same way that we didn't have enough voters who understood that 2025 was real, right? The 2025 manuscript was real. They were going to use this 2025 manuscript. And now that they are implementing this 2025 playbook, I'm going to just see what color the walls turn.
I find it very funny. It's a lot of people who had a lot of, I remember the Democrat Republican conversation, because what this man is doing ain't got nothing to do with either one of them.
Yep.
And I just find it funny. I remember the dialogue, because there's some folks that, you know, you talk to and they anti-Democrat. My black folks, you know.
Yeah.
Conservative black. It is what it is. I ain't, you know. But, and some have even read the Project 2025. I just don't understand how you see that. And they real quiet now. And still finding ways to try to justify. I just think it's dangerous when people start living in an alternative reality and they don't want to accept what they see. Like I see it happening, Brother Seeley. I'm watching it, I'm looking at it, and you find some way to try to explain it to be something else. And it ain't as bad as it really is, when it's just like, are you just being willfully ignorant, or are you just an ignoramus? Trying to ask, you know, just failure to consider all the evidence. It's right in your face. It's literally, you know what I'm saying? Southern Island, all the coast of Charles is where 9% enslaved in the country. Yep. I remember going to New York and getting the history of the Statue of Liberty. If you go to the island, man, over there to the little, what is it, Lady Liberty, something like that.
And by the way, I'm going to actually, in the piece, I'm going to actually talk about the lady who led the movement to bring that back. Dr. DeGruy. I always get her name, but her name is DeGruy. She was the primary voice to bring this back to light, to explain to people that the Statue of Liberty was not about immigration. It was about the ending of slavery. And the reason I'm writing the commentary is because, coming back to seeing what color the walls turn, and this is where we as black folk have to take some accountability. So, you know, in Maryland, Ken, they've had the Frederick Douglass Parade every year. They have the Frederick Douglass Parade every year in Maryland. Well, because of now President Agent Orange's attack on DEI, the military station in Maryland will not participate.
Here's
my point.
Yeah.
Here's my point. Okay, so I get that. Here's my point. So you mean to tell me that just because the military are not going to participate, ain't enough black people in Maryland say we're going to have this parade anyway?
That's a good point.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, and I want to be clear. I'm not saying that I'm not interested in how President Agent Orange is using the attack on DEI to get these military institutions not to participate. But and so there's the 54th. There's the 54th that in Maryland, volunteer infantry, the 54th volunteer infantry, they go back to the original all-black infantry that fought in the Civil War, right? So, Ken, here's the thing. I may not, as a black person that's in that unit, like I'm an actual military person in that unit. No, I can't go and participate in Frederick Douglass Parade as a member of the 54th. But there's nothing stopping me, C. Lee McInnes, as a citizen for participating in the parade. And that's where we have to deal with that. When they come with those kinds of attacks, we have to be smart enough to go, okay, just because the military can't do it don't mean that we can't do for ourselves. Because if we don't do for ourselves, that's only when they win.
Yeah.
When we say, well, they said we can't teach our history, so I'm not going to teach our history. And so that's why I'm writing about that. And that's why it's going to be in Friday's newsletter, because the work by Sister Dr. DeGroy and what's happening in Maryland, for me, it's about, are we as African people arming ourselves? So I'll end on this note. Two things. Malcolm X's statement, by any means necessary, is always taken out of context. Because when Malcolm X said we have a right to fight for our liberation by any means necessary, they always go to the gun. But if you read Brother Malcolm's lecture, The Ballot or the Bullet, Malcolm X clearly said, while I believe in self-defense, our political and economic participation will always take us further than our physical defense of ourselves. And so what we have to start understanding is that the term by any means necessary never meant that we have to simply wage physical war, that if we are not intellectually empowered, which is why one of my favorite quotes by Malcolm says, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Correct.
And if you're not prepared, so the problem is we're in a fight today because we didn't get prepared 20 years ago. And the question is, are we arming ourselves intellectually today for the fight we're going to have the next 20 years? I'll shut up.
Man, well said. It's a good stopping point. Man, so much more to come. This is an ongoing conversation. We'll periodically break the sports stuff and get into the real stuff. Because let's be real. I mean, we'd like to talk sports and use it to drown out and distract us away from reality. But the reality of the matter is the stuff that we're talking about will directly affect us way faster than it will our counterparts from a sports standpoint. We already budget-strapped universities. When you start seeing things happen around you to where you're already, dealing with that. So you're just trying to make sure you're ready to go. That's right. For some, the revolution will not be televised. It's early. It's definitely early, man. I mean, every day is something different. So whenever I feel it's necessary for you to come up and you're available, we're definitely going to have you come up and continue to educate us, man. Continue to, but I just would advise everybody, man, don't drown it out. Make sure you're paying attention. Follow it, watch it, stay up to date, do your own research, do your own homework, stay educated on what's transpiring, stay involved, stay knowledgeable of what's going on in your local government. Not just, national. It's getting crazy out there, man. But in the end, we know who all is in control, but it's always good to be informed. Brother Seeley, I appreciate you, man, for coming up. We're gonna get ready to end it right here. Again, we'll recap. We'll be back on Friday night pretty quickly. If not, it'll be we'll have something up there.
And look, I know y'all been getting the thanks and the kudos, but again, we appreciate y'all coverage of the Legacy Bowl.
Thank you.
We appreciate all y'all did and what y'all have done over these last 3 years, but just the coverage at the Legacy Bowl, man, top notch. And we just appreciate y'all. And I know you get tired, I know you get weary, and I know you have to take breaks, but don't think y'all ain't appreciated. And just know, just like all those other visionaries and people that was out there working, as they say, the people may not come when you want them, but if you keep putting good food on the table, Brother Ken, they gonna show up.
Yeah, I believe that. I'll say this: I did get that statement in the mail from Jackson State, the Development Foundation. I'm proud to acknowledge that KC-1400 on the books, we financially contributed to an additional $75,000 into the university during the year of 2024. It's a powerful number. That puts us right in over $250,000, man, in the past couple of years. So yeah, we ain't just on here talking just to be talking. We actually about that action. Y'all know that. So I mean, proud of that, man. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of everybody that has supported and the work that we've done and will continue to do. Man, that's something. I mean, we on the legacy wall, but we're gonna move up another level from our 2024 financial contribution to the university. So, and that'll be, you'll see KC-1400 Media Group up there. And when you see that, take pride in it, because that's everybody that's ever donated to an initiative, everyone that just proves to you that everything that we do goes back. It goes where we say it's going. We don't do nothing different. The way we get paid and the way we're able to generate revenue is through channel memberships, is through watch the content. You know what I'm saying? You can make a few coins off of the content. So we go and put this hard work into traveling and making it happen. And all we can ask is that you watch the content, hit the like button, share it, leave your comments. If you can join, great. If not, we understand. But it's been an amazing thing. So I'm proud of that, man. I really am. Thank you. I don't take it lightly. I don't. I appreciate Austin, and I appreciate the ability to be able to go. It does get exhausting sometimes. Sometimes you don't feel like doing it, because sometimes you don't feel that it's appreciated. Sometimes you do feel like we get weary. We kind of get tired of our own thing. And if ain't no BS going on, that's actually a good thing. But let me say this. No bad news, Brother C. Lee, from the home front isn't always good for the media folks.
Oh, no doubt.
It get boring after a while, man. Just like, we're just talking about sports and the good things that I won a national championship. All right, let me take a break. It was exciting, but we had more activity, we had more interest, we had more support when shit was running haywire. When everything was, what is we gonna do? And motherfuckers jumping in the portal left and right. Now that there's stability, we can't stop. Like, we got to get out of this mentality of thinking that I only act when all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? Like, we have to sustain it when things are going well. Or else what's gonna happen is
it's gonna go back
haywire, and it's gonna like, what do we need to do? It's like, well, we've been here trying to do it, to maintain it. You can get it, but you have to maintain it. And that's the thing, man. It's about sustainability. And I understand it. I mean, we all get tired after a while, and thus the creation of CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, ESPN. I got to say this before we go. This is a great comment. I want to advise you guys something. I'm going to start doing my little, yeah, the coalition was tuning in. They got bored. Ain't nothing happened. I'm tired of listening to them talk about how good shit is over there. 1400 JLS. I hate them Tigers.
I'm tired of them being happy.
I know, right? But let me say this, though. Let me say this. I found my joy again in watching the game of basketball. I was wondering. I was like, man, I got sick of the NBA. You know what? It wasn't that I got sick of the NBA. I wasn't sick of the NBA. I was sick of the commentators. I was sick of the sports talk shows.
Right.
Because what has happened is that folks like Stephen A., Skip Bayless, and Rob Parker, and whatever dude's name was, Chris Broussard, all these different shows, Greeny, Mike Wilbon, the legends, Charles and Barkley, Shaq. Everything is about ring culture now.
Yep.
The media told people to hate LeBron James. It's amazing to me. I have players that I'm not fans of, and this is not a LeBron thing. This is just a phenomenon to me. How we can take arguably the greatest American athlete that we've ever witnessed in the history of sports. And the average person that looked like him hates the dude.
Yep.
And they don't hate the dude because he's done something to them. I mean, listen, he was the chosen one coming in 2003. They put that magazine out in 2002. I was playing ball at Holmes Community College. He married his high school sweetheart. 3 beautiful kids, and he got the beautiful African American success story and family, and put his partners on, and no scandals. The most scrutinized athlete in the history of sports. And this is not just about LeBron. I'm just telling you what LeBron, I would say it's 3 people that I think that's responsible for why things are gone haywire. Number 1 person is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was so great, man, that it just he became the standard, right? And then now you got people who just compare. I love Michael Jordan. He's the reason I played the game. I fell in love with the game. I do not compare LeBron and Michael Jordan. They're 2 different players. They're my 2 favorite players. But this is all I'm saying. If you ever sit back and just listen to that stuff, man, oh my goodness. Every player that has a good game, every player that comes into the league has to be compared to somebody else.
Yep.
They gotta fantasize about they haven't even fully developed yet, Brother C. Lee, and they're already talking about Hall of Fame. It's just an over sensationalization of just it's insane.
Yep.
And what has happened is those shows have made the transactions of the game more enticing than the actual game itself. We more worried about who's getting traded where, what about free agent, who signed what contract. And what I learned is I just put the damn commentators on mute and stop watching it. And I love the damn game all over again.
Yep.
I don't let anybody tell me what I see because I know the game. I just watch the game and I just enjoy it. And if the person that I like and the teams that I like lose, I just don't get on social media because you're going to see 785 posts saying the same thing over and over and over again. You might get triggered. So all I'm saying is that protect your peace, man. Enjoy what it is that you enjoy and just choose your media carefully. But at the same time, if you love good JSU content, we'll be over here, KC-1400 Media, bringing you the latest and the greatest. Now, I'm not looking and hoping for some damn scandal or some BS that transpired. I'm just telling you I'm not. We done went through 2 bad scandals from a presidency standpoint. We got stability on the home front. I like it quiet because when it's quiet and everything is happening, we're good. Because when stuff started to hit the fan, C-Lee, you might have 1,000 people in here watching. But usually when that happens, that means it's bad.
That's right.
Because somebody watching because they just want to see what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So I give you 2. I'm gonna make them quick and show you how aloof I was or obtuse I was. Ken, do you know I was 10 years old before I knew they had commentators on TV talking about sports?
Because you said your dad watched TV on mute.
He watched it on mute. And to be honest, I'm at all the home games. I hear people talk about when they watch Jackson State when we on the road. So if I'm not on the road, people talk about this person, that person.
I watch it on mute.
You know why? You know why I don't have no issues with Jay Walker? I ain't never heard him. Like I ain't trying to be funny. Like you know why I never heard Jay Walker? Because if the Tigers are on the road,
yep,
I got the game on mute, and I got Rob J on my radio. So what? Yeah. So it's like you said, it's what you feed. But I tell you where else I learned that lesson early. And I want people to put this in the chat because I just want to see how many people know. Who can tell me how many championships Wilt Chamberlain won? All right. Ken says 1. Does everybody agree? Is it 1? Is it 2? And here's why that question is important, Ken. Do you know I was 12 years old before I knew he had won at least one? Because the media painted him as a loser.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was growing up as a child, the media, he was called the big loser.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, if you look in the NBA record books, Brother Ken, you can't go 2 or 3 stats without seeing Wilt Chamberlain's name.
Wow.
Like, I think at last check, Wilt Chamberlain still got over 50 records. And yet, until I was 12 years old, the media told me that Wilt Chamberlain was a loser.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was like, because I was talking to my pop, I was like, right, what about, I said, Pop, did Wilt Chamberlain, my pop looked at me like, no, boy, he won 2 championships. Exactly, Tiger Nation undefeated. They propped up Bill Russell as the winner.
Wow.
And so I was 12 years old. So if you grew up, Brother Ken, if you grew up in the 70s and 80s, you grew up with them telling you that Wilt Chamberlain was a loser.
Damn.
But yeah. And now I'm glad now that my father told me that at 12, and then I've done research, man, and I just look at like they changed the game because of Wilt Chamberlain. Right? They widened the lane because of Wilt Chamberlain. They had a no dunking rule for a while because, yeah, and then he was a selfish loser. And the point goes back to what you're saying is that they knew to feed into the negativity because that's what people want. And to a final point, I'll just say, and what happens is, I'm just glad that I was at least raised at a time, and I was a baseball guy. There's a guy named Rod Carew that most people don't know. There's another guy last name Murray who played with the Orioles. Rod Carew, because he never won a championship. Rod Carew is one of the most beautiful baseball players I've ever seen in my life, Brother Ken.
Mm.
Him and Eddie Murray. Rod Carew and Eddie Murray, I do think Eddie Murray did get at least one World Series. Rod Carew was so beautiful as a baseball player. But because, like you said, we live in this ring culture now.
Oh, man.
People don't know who Rod Carew is. And then, as you know, from the basketball standpoint, there were so many great basketball players that you just love for the sake of loving, that now you're not allowed to love them because we have bought into this. If you don't have a ring, like you said, it's transactional. If you don't have a ring, and that is completely taking away from what sports was originally meant to be.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, I have turned that stuff off. I monitor my intake on social media. And I'm just telling you, man, I enjoy the game again. I got to the place, C-Leader, where I wasn't watching the games anymore. I was just watching the stats because I didn't want to watch it. I would just go watch Family Feud or something. I would stay away from ESPN because it was so toxic. And it's the byproduct of being a LeBron fan, because it's like, you know, and I'm not even trying to, the LeBron stuff is just fascinating because you see the way it's been spent. And I'm sitting here looking, this dude is literally only 79 points away from 50,000 points. The guy who passed first, he's literally first in points, fourth in assists. Like, that means that not this shit that Luka is not Luka, but the Joker is doing, where he throw you the ball and you do 17 dribbles and a move and a step back and they call it an assist. Like, I hate that. I can't watch the shows no more, man. I just have to watch the games and just enjoy the game. So that's my parting for the night, man. I just wanted to say, if you enjoy something, man, enjoy it without all the extra noise, man. And that goes into what we're saying. Do your own research. And what you have is you have entirely too many people that think that social media has given them a voice. They love their own words. They love the way their voice sounds. And they are just fools. They're uneducated fools. They're spewing rhetoric They're spewing takes that are told to them by other people. So you don't know if it's right or wrong. Do your own research, stay informed on your own, make your own decisions. That way, if you see BS hit the airwaves, you know, like, that ain't right. You can tell when a joker's yapping on the internet. We like, yeah, ain't no way you watch the games, bro. Because if you watch the games, it's impossible for you to have that take.
Yep.
It's impossible. And that's it. As with me, he will be more appreciated. I'm at the point now where it's kind of like, hell, I wish he would retire, but at the same time, I'm like, this joker is 40 and doing some phenomenal stuff, averaging 25, 8, and 7. You know, it's crazy. You know, so that's all I have. But it wasn't about LeBron. It was more about the media,
right?
Because I'm just sitting here looking at, this is crazy. And I was engulfed in it. But now that I just won't listen to it anymore, and I try, every time I go back to it, I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean? So I found my joy again. I was like, that's what's been stifling me from not loving the game and wanting to watch it anymore. It's because of all the noise that's around the games now. So that's it. Appreciate everybody, man. Continue to support. Click the link in the chat if you're not, KC-1400collective.com. Get signed up if you haven't already. We appreciate everyone. This weekend we'll be at Cricket Wireless in Raymond. That's 4836 Highway 18 West Suite E1. Come out from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brother C. Lee, I appreciate you, man. We're going to get ready to get about this thing. Thank you, Tiger Nation. We'll be back Friday for a short one. And we'll see you guys on the other side.
Love, because I only love thee.
There it is, man. Brother Seeley, I appreciate you, man, as always. See you next time. Yes, sir.
ShoutOutRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShoutOutRx.
What kind of sandwiches?
I got McAllister deli sandwiches.
So listen, Tiger Nation, we finna work on these McAllister deli sandwiches. Hey, this True Thompson. True, you gotta get word for Tiger Nation, man, so we get one of these sandwiches, bro. I love y'all. Do y'all love? Go